My name is David Fry, and I'm the CEO of Aspire Financial Technologies. And this is Mark Lecker, my co-founder and COO.
Good morning.
Mark and I have close to 50 years combined credit investing, capital markets, and ABL expertise. And in 2015, we formed Aspire to address some of the serious technology infrastructure deficiencies in the alternative lending market. We're here today, and excited to be here, despite my nervousness, to talk to you about our first product, the Aspire Gateway platform. So Mark, let's play the numbers game.
Sure. Let's $14 trillion.
That's the amount of government bonds in the world today that yield negative.
$9 trillion.
That's the annual volume of alternative lending globally.
75%.
The cost differential of Prosper originating a consumer loan versus the cost of the same loan originated by a traditional bank.
31.
This is a good one. The number of years since Excel was released.
You'll see where that plays in a moment. 4 million.
Another good one. The rows of data we received recently from one of our data partners.
And 3.
That's the number of weeks it takes after month end for a typical investor to produce a consolidated originator report using Excel.
So clearly the alternative lending market is large and offers tremendous potential to both originators and investors. However, there are a number of barriers and inefficiencies that are preventing the market from reaching its true potential.
Yeah, and that's why we built the Aspire Gateway platform. The Aspire Gateway is the pipes and plumbing connecting alternative lending originators and investors, delivering key process infrastructure for both sides for 1, networking, 2, data management and analytics, and 3, processing and reporting. So let's take a look. The Aspire Gateway networking solution starts with originator and investor databases. Here, as an originator, I can start to get an understanding and access to some alternative lending investors and some of that yield-seeking capital we talked about earlier. Starting with our friends at Cramerica Industries. So Cramerica has a profile here that we've helped them create. It details some basic information about their business and their activities and intent in the alternative lending space.
Meanwhile, as an originator, I can create a similar profile that investors can see. It tells a little bit about myself, Vandelay Industries, and how I participate in the alternative lending market as an originator. I also have 4 additional areas of content that I can make available to investors on a permission basis. Let's take a look at how that works. So now I'm in the investor view of the originator database. I'm Cramerica. I can take a look at a whole host of originators. Let's start with Marlette Funding, one of our recently announced data partners. If I view details, I can take a look that I don't currently have access to any of their information. So I can send a request, and up pops a non-disclosure agreement, which I can view on the screen and subsequently accept. This will create a tickler or a notification to Marlette on our platform, as well as send them an email. As soon as they've given me accepted it, I'll have access. Let's move on to Vandelay Industries. And you see I've got the green light for all aspects of their data.
Green is good.
Green is good. Starting with the summary, which is a little bit of a peek behind the curtain about who I am as an originator, some qualitative and quantitative information that's not publicly available. I can also take a look at documents. These are things that would be of interest to me during the due diligence process and include policies and procedures, as well as sample loan agreements. As I get into more granular information, I can look at analytics. This is our detailed chart library of information about the historical origination content of my loans, as well as the performance summary. All this is really built upon the loan data itself, which is updated to our platform via API on a regular basis, both new loans and performance of loans. I can slice, dice, drill into that, even go down to the loan level detail, if anything that I want to see here. All this brings the data and technology together for our next step.
And that's called a commitment. So when we think about a commitment, it's the embodiment of an agreement, a bilateral agreement between an originator and an investor to forward flow or fund a certain amount of loans over a given period. And what we do then is we wrap that in through an API in an order management system, matching the criteria detailed in the commitment with the loan level detail we have from the originator. We then consolidate and aggregate that in a dashboard, allowing an investor to be able to manage multiple commitments with multiple originators, to look at their capacity utilization, notifications and alerts, different funding flows and statuses, and at the same time be able to view on an aggregate basis their exposure across originators, across verticals, across different commitments, and then be able to slice and dice as they wish. Finally, I've got an investment committee, I've got a risk committee, I may have a regulator, I've got to produce a lot of reports. No more 3-week latency due to Excel of reporting. So we're getting rid of Excel in this process and all the latency it creates.
Yeah, and similarly, an originator has a dashboard that's a bit of a mirror image where they can view their multiple funding agreements with different investors. They can track them, they can track individual loans as they go through different states of pending, initiated, active, and right down to completed. They as well will receive notifications on their dashboard.
So we can see that this huge alternative lending market opportunity needs some serious 21st century technology infrastructure to better connect our friends at Vandelay and Cramerica and hundreds more like them.
Yeah, the Aspire Gateway is the solution for networking, data management and analytics, and integrated processing and reporting for the alternative lending marketplace.
Thanks everyone for your attention, and we look forward to catching up with you later on at the networking session.
Thanks very much.